Which wide receiver may have taken a step? We will look at that, hear from players and Lane Kiffin today on this post-practice report video.
You are Locked On Ole Miss, your daily podcast on the Ole Miss Rebels. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
All right, welcome to this show. Before we get started, I do want to tell you about LinkedIn Jobs. As you gear up for fall, you need the right people on your team to help your small business fire on all cylinders. LinkedIn Jobs is here to make it easier for you to find people that you want to talk to faster and for free. So create a free job post in minutes on LinkedIn Jobs to reach your network and beyond to the world's largest professional network of 810 million people. It's like 10% of the world's population right there. Then add your job and the purple hashtag hiring frame to your LinkedIn profile to spread the word to let everybody know that you're hiring. It's got simple tools like screening questions to make it easy to focus on candidates with just the right skill set for your job. So LinkedIn Job helps you find the candidates you want to talk to faster. Did you know that every week nearly 40 million job seekers visit LinkedIn? Post your job for free at linkedin.com/lockedoncollege. That's linkedin.com/lockedoncollege to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply. All right. The big story today is apparently J.J. Henry had a really good day. They talked about it in the press conference. We're going to hear from him, actually. After practice, he got the press conference thing. So you'll actually get to hear from J.J. Henry. The other thing that has come from today is Jalen Knox is jacked. That is a jacked dude. You'll see him on the press conference as well as hearing from Lane Kiffin. Overall, it was a good day. The quarterbacks, they're progressing, they're improving, but they're taking missteps. And anything with young quarterbacks, this is the way it works. Lane Kiffin talked about how we got spoiled over the last couple of years having somebody with great arm talent playing quarterback. Now they're just trying to learn. They're adjusting and accepting expectations and let it happen. Now remember, this team has talent in the running back position, talent in the wide receiver room, talent at tight end, and talent on the offensive line. This team may not need a Matt Corral at quarterback. This team may need a A.J. McCarron at quarterback. That's not an insult at A.J. It's just letting you know what this team could be good at. So I will be interested to hear what everybody has to say. But until then, here is the press conference.
You know, some good hot days and a lot of really hard work out there. And this is kind of the really grind time where got a lot of stuff in on them mentally. And then obviously the physical toll of the way that we practice and the style that we practice in. And so that's an adjustment for a number of these transfers, which was to be expected. So I think they're plugging along, doing well. Obviously, we got a lot of work to do to get to where we want to be.
I feel like last year definitely made me more humble, just not being the starting receiver. Like last year, I just really had to put myself in the scout team role and just like everything I was doing was just preparing the team to go play whatever opponent. I wasn't getting to travel. I wasn't suiting up for the games. I was just really had to take the back seat to whatever they was trying to do. So it was good. Got to focus on my grades, really learned that I'm good at school, start taking that aspect seriously. Now I'm on track to graduate, hopefully get on the field this year and make plays.
I just want to stand out, not playing a lot last year, coming back, having a year under my belt, knowing the offense, just being able to go 100%, knowing what I got to do, knowing my assignments.
We obviously ended last year, without the kicker. We were just talking about that the other day. You kind of have a perfect storm in that game of us not doing a great job with a game plan, and then right tackle, quarterback, and kicker go down isn't really a good feeling. So, we brought in another kicker due to the situation that we're in. Someone we were familiar with that actually beat us at FAU years ago on a 50-some yard field goal, I think 56 or something, to beat us. And so he's done a good job out there, and got a young punter that is very talented, and just got to adjust to the game.
It was definitely different. It wasn't anything I was used to because most of my life growing up, I was always like considered like that guy, just being athletic. So it was definitely hard, but like, you know, I got to talk to my dad a lot. Always stayed in his ears, just like talking to him, listening, deciding, trying to figure out what I need to do. So after a while, I just came to just, you know, put the team first. Don't try to worry about what I got going on. Just handle my business and everything will be all right.
Really just learning the offense, just being comfortable with the scheme, knowing what I have to do, just getting comfortable with the guys around me.
I think we're probably close, you know, to the variables being all the new guys, and so probably not where we'd want to be normally, but do have to take that into consideration because, again, your new guys usually are at the bottom. You know, you got a lot of new guys that have played a lot, and, you know, we expect them to play, and that's why they're here. So that's a work in progress, and it's really both sides. You know, as you guys being out there, you know, you can look out there and see easily, you know, half the guys out there going against each other, you know, are portal guys. So, I mean, I thought about it in, you know, a play today, and I'm like, that guy was just playing for Auburn, covering the guy that just played for Mississippi State. So it's just the world we're in.
Fighting.
I see that as competition. You know, when there's 10 guys in a room that can all go play on Saturdays and that can all start, I know every day I got to be on my job. I got to make sure that I'm locked in on the playbook, that I know every detail of the offense, because if I don't, the guy behind me or the guy in front of me is going to either get further ahead of me or he's going to take my spot. So it's good to see that every day somebody else is making a different play. That's like, all right, now it's time to see what I can go do.
That I'm really patient. Standing behind Mingo, Bray, Drummond, I just had to be patient. I knew my time was coming, so I just had to be patient.
Better. We have some really promising young guys that have bright future and talented and long, and so you know, this is the time where we got a million reps going on both fields, and you know, they hit wall. These young guys at all positions hit walls right now, and you know, it's hard for them. So we'll keep plugging along.
I definitely feel like it's kind of different, just like trying to adjust to everybody's play style. Like, we have so many different people that do so many different things, so just learning what everybody can do at a high level, just fitting that all into one offense.
Oh, yeah. Like at practice, I learn off those guys. Like, they tell me, like, tips and how to maneuver in the offense, and I take those tips and I put it out there on the field, and it shows. So I take a lot from those guys.
I mean, I know it sounds like a broken record. They do some things really well, and then at times they look young again. So, you know, and everything in life is about what you just saw. So, you know, not trying to say I'm smarter than other people, but, you know, you take for granted what you have in life in all areas sometimes. And I kept telling our guys the last 2 years, especially last year, guys, these throws, ain't many people making these throws. And, you know, you just used to every throw being, you know, in there and not just miss. So, you know, it takes some getting used to having new quarterbacks and losing a veteran that was, you know, elite arm talent.
Oh, it definitely factored a lot. One of my biggest decisions why I came here was because of Elijah Moore, and I seen what he did. So seeing his production and, like, how he came in and, like, really just changed this offense, it just, like, made me, like, all right, I want to go in there and be a part of the program, see, like, how I can change, become better as an athlete and as a man.
Oh, it impacted me well. Like, just catching touchdowns is a good feeling. I haven't caught a touchdown since high school, so it feels good.
You got a very
Not necessarily. You know, Rafe, you go back to, I think it was state playoffs or championship. You know, I remember watching a highlight tape of him and, you know, how well he hit people and would strike. And we've seen him do that in special teams drills. So, you know, we always look outside box and try people at different spots, and he could be back on the other side next week, or he could be there staying. So, and it's not all bad when you move offensive players to defense early into camp, because they're basically training how to play defensive tackle, which is a lot of special teams. So even if they come back, I think it's a good thing.
I feel like we're pretty close, you know, in the meeting rooms. It's not, I'm not going to say, like, we play a lot, but, like, when we do play, like, you know, it's all love with each other. We all got jokes for each other. So off the field, it's just as good as it is on the field.
My relationship with both of them is pretty well. I don't think neither has the upper hand right now. I think they're both going at it. It's going to be a strong battle.
Well, I think, you always ball security with new players is an issue, or a concern, not an issue. And just picking things up, especially pass protections. And for us, different than a lot of places, you got to get trained in how to play in this tempo. And if the running back's not in shape, that's not very good, because he's going to have to come out, they're going to sub, and we're going to slow down. So we've had some pretty elite conditioned running backs here in the previous place that were able to sustain drives a really long time, which helps a ton. Think about it. If you can be in shape enough, it's not just so you carry the ball, it's so we don't have to let them sub. And when you don't have one, it makes it challenging.
I feel like I should kind of just lead by example. I'm not really too much of a vocal guy. I'm not going to try to unless somebody comes to me and just asks for me to help, I'm not just about to try to go impede on anybody, because I know for me, I wouldn't really want people doing that to me. So I just try to just lead by example, just do the best work I can do, just see if they follow.
My relationship is pretty good. Just knowing that he brought me in, just knowing he can count on me, I think I could be one of those guys that could play.
Yeah, I think JJ's matured and had a great end of the spring, as you guys saw, and then had a great camp. Has had a great camp so far, and just it's happy because nowadays we're into just everything brand new, and everything's a plug and play someone new. So to see a guy that's been here and really get better through our process has been great, and it's awesome to see.
You were talking about with